Hare Krishna. In 1977, Srila Prabhupada visited Bhubaneswar. After staying there for 17 days, on the auspicious day of Lord Nityananda Prabhu's appearance, Srila Prabhupada laid the foundation stone for the temple. During this time, Srila Prabhupada stayed under one roof with his disciple Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj. They discussed many important matters, but unfortunately, these conversations were not recorded, as Srila Prabhupada did not allow anyone to stay near him during these discussions. Srila Prabhupada gave many orders and instructions to Srila Gurudev, who later said, "Whatever Srila Prabhupada told me is not recorded anywhere, but it is in my heart. That is my wealth." Among the many instructions, one key directive was regarding the Vigrahas, deities. Srila Prabhupada instructed that the temple would be named the Krishna Balaram temple, and it would have 3 altars. Krishna and Balaram would be worshipped in the center, with Gaur Nitai on one side and Jagannath, Balabhadra and Subhadra Devi on the other. Srila Prabhupada specified the deities of Krishna Balaram and Gaur Nitai should be made of brass by Oriya artisans in Odisha. He also mentioned that the deities of Jagannath, Balabhadra and Subhadra Devi would come on their own, so there was no need to make them. After returning from Bhubaneswar in the month of Kartik in 1977, Srila Prabhupada performed his unmanifest Leela in Vrindavan Dham. Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj, devoted to his Guru's orders, remained focused on fulfilling them even after Srila Prabhupada's departure. At that time, another disciple of Srila Prabhupada, His Grace Tejas Das, was living in Bhubaneswar and was significantly helping ISKCON Bhubaneswar financially. However, Tejas Das insisted that the deities should be made of marble in Rajasthan rather than brass in Odisha, despite Srila Gurudev's repeated reminders of Srila Prabhupada's orders. Gurudev, ever respectful, could not bring himself to argue with his god brother. Instead, he firmly declared, "My Guru's order is my life. If you do not allow his deities to be installed here, I will build another temple and install my Guru's deities there." Such was Gurudev's unwavering devotion to his Guru. Eventually, the circumstances changed and Tejas Das left Bhubaneswar, allowing Gurudev to follow Srila Prabhupada's instructions. Let us hear Gurudev describe this incident in his own words.
He called me to his room. He drove everybody out. Every word, his word was taped. All this tape record was on and on. But his secretary, his ruling disciples, he drove them out, one and all, get out. He just called me, Gour Govinda, and he just told, cooperate and tolerate. Yes, I must do, as you say. That is the asset. And see, he also told some other things, some confidential. Anyhow, that is the asset. It is in my heart, it is recorded in my heart, no taping. And said these deities. There were 3 altars, Krishna Balaram in the middle, brass deities, that will be brass deities made in Orissa, and Gaur Nitai, brass deities, and Jagannath, Balabhadra, Subhadra, Dar. These 3 altars will be there, and Krishna Balaram Mandir. He said like that. And some other things also he told me, it's confidential. So he told me, nobody knew. And it's recorded in my heart, not anywhere, in any tape. When Tejas Das was here with me, he was a good devotee, good collector, collected much money, and he just helped me a lot in this, erecting this temple. I told, Prabhupada had said this thing, the deities will be made in Orissa. Brass deities will be made in Orissa. He didn't accept my words. He said, no. When Prabhupada said at that time nice deity makers were there, now they are dead. They are dead. No nice deity maker is here now. I'll do it in Vrindavan. So what Prabhupada said, that it will be done in Orissa. Why don't you accept it as it is? But he was not prepared to accept. But I was firm. No, Prabhupada told me, if you want to, but I'll do. If you won't allow those deities to be established in this temple, I'll erect separate temple and establish deities. Must fulfill the words of my Guru Maharaj. Subsequently, the circumstances were so that he couldn't stay here. They left.
As the construction neared completion, the brass deities of Krishna Balaram and Gaur Nitai were ready, but the deities of Jagannath, Balabhadra and Subhadra were not. The devotees were concerned as the time for the temple's consecration approached. Gurudev, however, remained calm and confident, fully trusting in Srila Prabhupada's words. He knew that if Jagannatha himself willed to come, he would come. One day a man arrived at the temple's gate, asking to speak with Gurudev. When he met Gurudev, he said, I have the vigrahas of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra and Sudarshan Dev. Will you install them in your temple? I have a deep love for these deities. I had everything ready to build a temple for them, but for some reason it was not possible. Over the last 8 years, I tried to offer these deities to many temples, but for some reason they have remained with me. This man was a prominent businessman from Bhubaneswar named Kedarnath Bhagat. Gurudev instructed his disciple Atmaram Das and some other devotees to inspect the deities. They reported back saying, the deities are beautiful and will fit perfectly on our altar. It seems they were made for our temple. Gurudev was delighted. A day was set for the deities to be brought to the temple. However, on that day, the man hesitated, saying that his mother had advised against giving anything away on a Thursday, as it was considered inauspicious, especially for giving away deities. Srila Gurudev spoke to him over phone, urging him not to delay the Lord's will. When the Lord desires to come, we should not concern with time or astrology, because everything happens according to his will. Jagannath desires to come to the ISKCON temple today, which is why he instructed you to bring him here. He has stayed with you for so many years, and your previous attempts to establish him elsewhere failed because he wants to come to ISKCON. Please do not create any obstacles against the Lord's will. Hand over the deities to the ISKCON devotees. After listening to Srila Gurudev, the man was convinced and handed over the deities of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra and Sudarshan Dev to the ISKCON devotees, who brought them to the temple amidst joyful kirtan. Thus Jagannath ji reached ISKCON Bhubaneswar. Let us hear what Srila Gurudev said about Lord Jagannath.
Jagannath, very kind. He gives darshan one and all. He does in Puri, Pandas, restrict foreigners and some the other lower people enter into the temple. So Jagannath gives all that, all extreme. I get out. That Jagannath will come here, will manifest here, and we have no restriction. Let everybody come and see Jagannath. They have already come. I have not purchased it, I have not made it. The British came here. They came here. I was narrating how these deities, Gaur Nitai deities, they came from Vrindavan here. And those deities came here, Jagannath deities. Yeah. And my Guru Maharaj said, the Jagannath will come here, so now Jagannath will come, already come. Came. How? That's miraculous. They have not got it. As we have this small deities, Gaur Nitai, they have come from Vrindavan here. Steady. Didn't want to move. Didn't want to move. This place to stay here. Though efforts were made to take them out, still they don't want to move. They stay here. It's miraculous. You can think it out. How it is. The deity was with some person. He couldn't take care of them. They wanted to come here, they came here. They prompted that person, sir, give them to this ISKCON temple, Bhubaneswar. So he gave.
When Srila Prabhupada came to Jagannath Puri with his disciples, the Pandas did not allow foreigners to enter the temple. Prabhupada was deeply saddened by this and chose not to visit the temple himself. Although the administration of the Jagannath temple sent a prasadi garland from Jagannath ji and invited Prabhupada to come, he declined, saying, "When my Vaishnava disciples are not allowed to see Jagannath ji, how can their Guru see him?" This reflects the pure devotion and love between God and his devotee. Prabhupada expressed his desire for Jagannath ji to come out and give darshan to his disciples, which led him to tell Gurudev that Jagannath ji would come to give darshan to his foreign disciples at ISKCON Bhubaneswar. Prabhupada had said this in 1977 when he named the temple. His disciple Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj had firm faith in his Guru's word and waited patiently, believing that Jagannath ji would come. This miraculous event occurred in 1989 when Jagannath ji indeed came to ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada's deities of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Devi and Sudarshan Dev are still seated on their throne in the ISKCON temple of Bhubaneswar, bearing witness to the pure devotion and unwavering faith of Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj. We are blessed to witness such an Acharya and his deities who have incarnated for the welfare of the entire world. Hare Krishna.